Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cameron Say again, and we're going to do Master Mainframe Part 2, Challenge 5 now. You see this your screen before me. I'm going to go ahead and log in. We've done this many times at this point. Can't fat finger your password. And again, the delay is because the system's very busy. Okay, challenge 5. Let's toggle to the browser, and I'll pull up Master Mainframe, the website. This seems to be easy to use this way. These videos are on the Lead IT YouTube channel, and so I sent that link out. It's links at the website. The website is Lead IT Jobs, one word, leaditjobs.org. And you don't need to put a www in front of that, but you can if you want to, if you're just used to it. Okay, what am I doing here? Part 2, Challenge 5. And I really love the information that they have about the stuff that we're doing. It is very, very useful. So this one, we're going to be talking about data sets, okay? And background information about data sets, so you can read that. I'm going to skip to, you can read that. I'm not going to take the time to read it for you. But now this record format here is going to come into play in what we need to do for the challenge. So you need to read that carefully. So let's get into the challenge. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to undo challenge 5, because and I don't know how to stop these email notices coming up. They're a little distracting. So if you need to roll back one of the activities in part 2, it's a convenient little script they have written called P2 over. So you put in TSO P2 over, that will run it directly through the operating system. And it's going to ask you, do you want to do one or more? So I don't want to undo any other than challenge 5. So I'm going to do undo challenge 5, start it over, because I've already done it. And there we go. Now let's look at what we need to do. First thing, we need to submit this command here, TSO submit job 5. So there's a job, and it's and that's my JCL, right? Not KC, Z00745.jcl, member job 05. So before we submit it, let's go look at it. Let's go see what that job does before we submit it. Okay. Just to give you a feel of how to navigate around data sets. So I have that there. I don't have the prefix / there because I want to tell it to look at the ones in my ID, right? And if I had the / here, that command, if I'm trying to look at Z00745, it's going to be looking for Z00745 dot Z0745 dot whatever. That's not what we want. So we want to uncheck it here. And I'm going to look at my data sets. So I have a data set JCL. I'm going to go in that, and what I'm doing is I'm looking at the job in 5 before we run it. Okay, so this is a job, and we talked about jobs in exercise 4. Excuse me, I get real dry talking. Have to drink a lot of water. So this is basically going to create some data sets. This syntax here is JCL to create data sets. You guys will learn how to do this down the road. The students in my intro class, I have several labs that they create data sets. So what you're doing is you're creating a data set. And in this case, you're calling it URID dot ch5 dot data, etc. And the disposition is new. So let me explain to you what this disposition means. When we start, it's a new data set. When the job starts running, it's a new data set. Meaning if it already exists, the job's not going to run. But it's a new data set. And this syntax here, CATLG, means at the appropriate close of the job, if there's no normal close, the job comes to a normal ending, then you catalog that data set. And there's also another switch what to do if it doesn't. But I think the default is deleted if the job doesn't end normally. The default is deleted unless you put something else there. So that's as that runs. We got data sets, data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4. And you can see here that it's named accordingly. So that'll give you a little feeling about the syntax. Now we can actually run this job from here, right? And so job 664, submitted. And this says that it ran with no errors. Those zeros mean no errors. So let's go back to our directions and see what it wants us to do. So it tells us here, it just tells us to go to the DS list panel, which is this right here, and hit refresh to view the data set names. So it doesn't want us in this. Oh, did that wrong. Yeah, and so these are the 4 that we created. CH5, data 1, CH5, data 2, etc. So those we created, and that's where they have here. Okay. So it just, yeah, we're going to delete these, and it just showed us that we created them. So I'm going to put a D before all these, and I'm going to delete those data sets. Enter. Keep hitting enter until all of them are deleted. Now, all 4 of them are deleted. Okay. What it wanted us to do. And if we type refresh here, they're gonna go away. Oh, type it right. Okay, so they disappeared. So we know we created them. Okay. So we've got to go in and change job 5. And let me make sure you have information to let you do this. I know you do because I think I saw it. Got you. So what we're going to have to do is go in here and change this job to to convert this from whatever it is to make sure the block attribute is set. Okay. And so let's see what that means. What does that mean? Let's go to JCL. Let's go to job 5. Now, I will tell you that the record format here is this is fixed, this is variable, this is fixed, this is variable. You've got to change that to make it blocked, right? And there's information up here that will show you what that means. So you've got to make this from just on a record, the record format is fixed. You got to change that to fixed block, variable block, etc. So I'm not going to do it for you, but that's what we have to do. Now I'm going to pause the recording and make the change and come back to you and show you what happens. Okay, everyone. So I made the change to job 5. You can see it's edited. I'm not going to show you what I did. I mean, I think you can figure out. It's not real complicated. I'm not trying to make this any more difficult. And then I'm going to issue this command on job 5. Well, I'm going to do it like this. I don't know if this will work here, though. Let me see. That work? Might. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not going to work that way. So I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to issue the commands one by one instead of having them together because I don't want you to see what I did. So I'm just going to sub it from here. I can do that. And 653 is the job. Okay. No errors. Now I'm going to go to SDSF, and I'm going to do a status. Let me get these out of the way here. It shows you how to purge yesterday, so yeah, I don't want to purge that. The job is ongoing. I don't know what it is, but it's ongoing. So I'm just going to delete all those jobs except the bottom. 653 is the job that I want to keep. I think I can do a refresh here. Might not work. No, it's not. That does not valid for that. But anyway, if I do another ST, it will. Okay. So let's look at this job, and we don't need to do a question mark. We can just do an S to look at the job. Yeah, it ran with no problem. This return code right here means it ran with no problem. So we know whatever we're supposed to do, it did. Now, so yeah, we're going to delete the MLQ of, yeah, so we go back now. I'm going to do an equal sign 3.4, and we're going to do this, and then we're going to look at our data set. So it's telling us once we are, and I can tell you how to show whether or not it's blocked. And I should have looked at it beforehand, but we didn't. So you can just do F11 to scroll to the right, and you can see here fixed block, variable block, fixed block, variable block, fixed block, variable block, fixed block, fixed block. So yeah, they're all in block format, right? And blocking is just a way that the files are organized to access the data more quickly. Instead of just looking at records, you look at blocks of records, okay? And a record is, you can think of a record as a line, a row in a spreadsheet. You can think about that as a record. But so yeah, that is true. Now, it also tells us that it wants us to delete the CH5 here. And I'll just go through that on the screen for you. I'm not divulging any secret. Probably can see how to do that. Yeah. Just a little data editing. Okay, so delete the middle level qualifier of CH5, edit job 05, and uncomment the last JCL statement. And then we got to run this again. So what this is going to do is this is going to output it to our job 5 repository, right? So let's look at it before we do it. It's not part of the exercise, I'm just demonstrating it. And job 5 is going to look a little differently after we do this. Okay. Is that job 5? Yeah. No, it's not job 5. It's not job 5. Sorry. It's the output. P2 output. Well, I'm going to delete this because that shows you where, yeah, that shows you. So I'm just going to delete that. I don't know why my reset didn't cover that, but it's okay. So we're just going to delete this member, right? Okay. Refresh. So you see the member's gone. Now we're going to edit this job. I'm going to edit job 5. Go to the bottom of it, and we're going to make this run. Take the comment out, and now it's going to perform that command. I'm going to sub it. Hope I didn't skip anything. 654. Going to go to SDSF with an equal sign SD. No error. ST. 654 job ran. Return code is 0. All that has a lot of stuff in there. Return code is 0. Yeah, return code is 0. And how can we tell if it did what it was supposed to do? We look at P2 output. Where I deleted number 5, job 5. Job 4. There. Look at P2 output, and it should be a hashtag 5 member. Yeah. So that member wasn't there, and it created that member, and it wrote, let's just do a view, and it wrote this information into it. And so you've done that. And it's giving you information about your character, your data sets. So that's it. That is the end of challenge 5. Making great progress on the challenge 6.